Hey there hunters, Lord here, back with another Monster Hunter Wild set video. In today's set video, we're going to be showing off some greatsword and longsword sets using the new Uth Duna Gamma armor. Now, small spoiler for the video, the only good Uth Duna armor piece that we got from AT Uth Duna are the leg Gamma piece, which come with Quick Sheath 3, Agitator 1, a level 3, and 2 level 1 slots. The rest of it comes with things like Tool Specialist, Peak Performance, and earplugs, all of which we don't really use, and we do have plenty of room to fit in earplugs if we really wanted to into these other sets. Unfortunately, or fortunately, just depending on the way you look at these updates and the overall power creep of how Monster Hunter Wilds releases their stuff, the Uth Duna armor just really isn't that good. There's probably some niche uses for peak performance on some of the easier matchups, but any of those tempered 8 stars are going to hit way too hard for you to worry about keeping up peak performance the whole time. And her overall set bonus outside of the Lord Soul, which comes from the Arch-Tempered Apexes anyway, just isn't that great unless you're trying to constantly spam mantle use over and over and over again. But even then, you can now get the Tool Maintenance Charm up to level 4, so you can just throw that on and throw in a single level of Tool Specialist into one of your decoration slots, and then you don't have to use any of the other armor pieces, and you can really just use our other sets that are much, much better. So the main focus of these sets is going to be getting that Lord Soul bonus. We're going to be rocking the Duna Wildgreaves mixed in with some of the Ray Dow Gamma pieces as well. We'll mix in some other spots. I have 3 total sets. The final set has 2 different variations you can use depending on what you like. But without any further ado, let's jump into the sets. So up first, we have one that's just using a lot of the newer armor, some Title Update 2 stuff, some Uth Duna stuff, some AT Ray stuff. Of course, like I said, with the Duna Wildgreaves Gamma coming with Quick Sheath 3, we're going to be rocking a lot of Longsword and Greatsword, as those are really the weapons that will gain the most from Quick Sheath. That of course does not mean that you can't use other weapons, just in my brain the way I see Quick Sheath 3 is going to be rocking with Longsword and Greatsword. So don't think I'm telling you, hey, because we have Quick Sheath 3 you have to use Greatsword or Longsword. That is definitely not the case. They just stand to benefit the most from this skill. For this one, I opted to show with Longsword. This is an Ardian Longsword with Blast, all the appropriate attack, production, and reinforcements. As far as decorations and the weapon go, it's a Mastery, a Critical 3, and Critical 2 jewel. The armor is the Ray Sandhelm Gamma with a Challenger jewel. We then have the Laggy Male Beta with 2 counter jewels, the Ray Sand Braces Gamma with a Challenger and Tenderizer jewel, the Laggy Coil Beta with another counter and Mighty jewel, and the Duna Wildgreaves Gamma with a Chain jewel and the Challenger Charm 2. Now we have 4 free level 1 slots that you can fit in whatever you prefer. So if you're playing multiplayer, maybe you want to go for Shockproof, or if you're using this against AT Uth Duna, you may want to go for 2 levels of Mirewalker so you can get through her wave attacks a little bit easier. You could go for Physique Jewels in order to lessen stamina drain when you Foresight Slash. Really, there's a ton of great options in the level 1 decorations. Anything you prefer can go into these 4 level 1 slots. Also, if you're finding you're not getting much use out of Counter-Strike, you can easily slot in something like earplugs or some evade window. Again, it's a super customizable set. It's very comfortable to use. We're not reliant on any sort of health drain or using the Gore set bonus to build up Frenzy, anything like that. It's just cut and dry. You know what you're getting out of this one. You're going to have some good damage overall. It's a nice safe set. And of course, like I already mentioned, you have lots of customizability with this set to mix and match the different skills for what you might prefer. With Crit Boost, Agitator at level 5, Wex at level 4, Maximum Might, Counter-Strike, and Quick Sheath all at level 3, 2 levels of Stamina Surge and Evade Extender, Master's Touch, and Burst, as well as the Lord Soul bonus for plus 5% to our attack at a small detriment of minus 5% to our defense. It's just a strong set, like I've already said. It's just super solid. You get to use a lot of the new armor pieces that have been released in the most recent updates. So again, if you're looking for something fresh to give a try, this is one I would definitely recommend. The next set I've opted to show with Greatsword. Again, Longsword will work totally fine here, but we're going to be rocking a Focus / Handicraft and then 5 levels of Crit Boost here in the Varianza Ardian Greatsword. For the armor, we're going with the Numinous Crown Beta with a Challenger, Mighty, and then of course I'm showing it with a Shockproof jewel. If you're not playing multiplayer, then you can use this for whatever level 1 decoration you prefer. We also have the Numinous Shroud Beta with a Throttle jewel, the Ray Sand Braces Gamma with 2 throttle jewels. We then have the Ray Sandcoil Gamma, which has no slots, and then of course the Duna Wild Greaves Gamma with a chain jewel, 2 free level 1 slots, and the Counter Charm 3. Again, it's a super strong set. You do get a little bit of that extra help because now we can actually use that 2-piece of Ray Dow to help increase our latent power uptime from 2 minutes to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So even if you're not getting hit all that often, you will have slightly higher than 50% latent power uptime. We also, of course, get Zoshia's Pulse, so your health can constantly recover the entire gauge, even past the red portion after you take damage. Lord's Soul, again, with the 3 pieces of Gamma Armor, giving us 5% extra attack so long as you don't activate Guts. We then have Crit Boost, Agitator, and Latent Power all at level 5. Focus, Counter-Strike, Max Smite, and Quick Sheath at level 3. Then Evade Extender, Handicraft, Recovery Speed, Shock Absorber, and Burst all at level 1. You can use those other 2 level 1 slots in the legs to max out recovery speed. You could go for Divine Blessing. Anything you really like in there. Again, the level 1 slots are super versatile, so you're always free to customize that with whatever you prefer. Now this set actually, with everything active, including Agitator and Latent Power, as well as Maximum Might and Counter-Strike, is capable of reaching over 600 EFR and 100% crit, which really works in well with the 5 levels of critical boost, taking our critical damage from plus 25% on critical hits to plus 40%, allowing you to get some massive damage, which is again why I opted to show it with the Great Sword here. Now, in some of your shorter hunts, you're probably not going to have as much latent power uptime, but on those 8-star, 5-star tempered monsters, especially the Title Update 2 guys, Laggy and Seregios, this set is going to be very strong. The longer a hunt goes, the better latent power gets. And of course, those guys hit hard and they hit often, so we're going to get a lot of use out of the Counter-Strike level 3 here. So we can basically just take us getting hit and turn that into more damage against the monster, which is always very nice. This set is actually really good. I'm a huge fan of this one. Definitely recommend trying it out for Greatsword. And if you want to, Longsword also works in here great as well. Now, the final set is using this Lord's Soul mix with 2 pieces of Ray Gamma and 1 piece of Uth Duna Gamma with 2 pieces of Gore Magala. Now, I have it broken up into 2 versions. We'll go ahead and go over the first version here. Again, I'm showing it with Longsword, but you can rock this with Greatsword or really any weapon if you're okay with using Quick Sheath on any weapon. Just personally, as far as play styles go, I think Greatsword and Longsword get the most out of Quick Sheath 3. But of course, you guys are welcome to use any weapon you prefer. Same decos you're used to seeing in the weapon. We then have the Ray Sandhelm Gamma with a Challenger Jewel, the Gore Male Alpha with a Challenger Jewel, then the Gore Van Braces Alpha with an Evasion and Shockproof Jewel, but these are completely up to you. I opted to toss these in just for this set, but the level 2 and level 1 slot here in the arms are completely up to you. The Ray Sandcoil Gamma, again, with no decorations. Then the Duna Wild Greaves Gamma with a chain and 2 Sane Jewels, and we'll finish it off with the Challenger Charm 2. Just like the last set, this set is able to hit for 100% crit, but this time we are relying on clearing the Frenzy from the Black Eclipse 1 skill by wearing 2 pieces of Gore Magala armor, instead of being reliant solely on latent power. Now, we do have 2 levels of latent power, so your crit may vary just a little bit. We also have Crit Boost level 5, Agitator level 4, Evade Window level 4 with that Evasion Jewel in the arm, so maybe 3 for you. Maximum Might level 3, Antivirus and Quick Sheath also at level 3, Constitution and Latent Power at level 2, then a single level of Master's Touch, Weakness Exploit, Stamina Surge, Shock Absorber, and Burst. Now again, like I talked about, by using 2 pieces of Gore Magala, we of course get that Black Eclipse 1, so once we clear the Frenzy, we get another 25% affinity. We also still have Lord's Soul for that huge attack boost of 5%. However, if you want to opt for a slightly higher damage version, you can go ahead and swap out those arms for the Gore Van Braces Beta instead of the Alpha, and then in the chest and arms, drop in 3 Counter Jewels. Now we do lose 5% affinity as we go from Agitator 5 down to Agitator 4, but we gain a ton of raw attack with Counter-Strike at level 3. But again, that is completely up to you. There's actually quite a few ways. I used a set searcher and punched in all the skills we have here. There's a bunch of different ways to mix these sets up and the pieces with the Ray Gamma, the Duna Gamma, and the Gore pieces to effectively get what you see here as far as skills go. So there's probably some ways to mix this in where you can get a few more free deco slots. As you can see with this one, by losing that level 1 slot in the arms, we're not able to run Shockproof. We also don't have any way to mitigate friendly fire. So this one might not be great for multiplayer, but if you're running solo and you want to make use of Counter-Strike, then this is the set to go with. But that is going to do it for today's sets. If you did find them helpful, if you're going to try any of them out, let me know in the comments down below, and feel free to drop a like on the video to support it completely for free. If you're new to my channel, new to Monster Hunter, or if you want to see more set videos, guides, and other Monster Hunter content just like this, then be sure to subscribe. Once again, it's completely free, and you are welcome to change your mind later if you're finding the content just isn't for you. With all that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I wish you all a good day and happy hunting.